Oh, there's even more answers. Amazing. Amazing. Just fucking you go, opponent. You go. Do 3 great things a turn.
Hey, it's Thor again. You know, the God of Thunder? Listen, buddy, if you don't log off this game immediately, I'm
playing literally as mana efficient as I possibly can play right now, and it's no way near enough. Not even remotely close. We're not anywhere near keeping pace with this. The joyous game of Magic the Gathering, where every day is a new glorious day of excellent content. Ugh. Pack one, pick one, draft, limited, all the things we like about Magic, probably. Hello, Wadicus. Says you. Yeah, good call. Good call. Hello, Low Temp Dab. How's it going? All right. Curve, Guiding Voice, Mastery, Field Trip. Rip apart. Sure, my sanity doesn't make a break from RTG. My sanity will do fine with MTG. My civility often suffers playing MTG a lot. So we'll see. I think this is just curve over mastery. I'm pretty unexcited about mastery in general. Salinity? Yeah, salinity and civility are like both impacted negatively, right? Negative relationship there. It's easy berry for me over second field trip. Okay. Salinity is maybe a little high. Hello, Nobu. Congratulations for surviving as long as you have. You've beaten the odds. All right. I do use a vertical mouse. I'm happy to share the model. Remind me after the draft QB so I can dig it up. Man, Gamar, thank you for the 18 months. I swear you resubbed yesterday, but maybe I'm just imagining it. Either way, glad to see you back. All right, Necrotic Fumes, Eye Twitch, and Symmetris. Symmetris has outperformed for me. Making your huge curves just randomly trample has been huge. Curate's also good. Cram Session's good. How'd the bot draft go yesterday? It was a lot more sane than the human draft, although still, I don't know that I liked it any more or less. Just it was more sane. Random shit didn't wheel. They probably have some priorities I disagree with. So this is Introduction to Annihilation, Eureka Moment, or Manifestation Sage. Everyone keeps telling me this card is good. This card has never done a goddamn thing for me, but I'm going to try this again. So, conversation with some friends about having a watch party for my stream and making a drinking game. Yeah, I think we could get pretty fucking hammered with some specific keywords on my stream without me trying very hard. Yep, I think that could be fun. Pledge Mage, Curate. Both interesting. I think I'm going to take first Pledge Mage over first Curate. Introduction and Prophecy, a decent nod too. Yeah. Drinking game, you're dead. That's the fun part of the game. Surprise, you're dead. Oh wait, no, that's not accurate. We don't want to say that on Twitch. In a video game, I believe, is the parlance of our times for saying things that are not appropriate for your platform. I think this is Curve over Summoning. Okay. Red Blue Duel. Pop Quiz. We have no Learn yet, but we also have no Lessons. Deck looks pretty consistent thus far. Pop Quiz is decent for us. There is a world in which we play red. I'm going to speculate on the duel first. Okay. Another duel just randomly in our colors over start from scratch or Symmetry Sage. I think this is still good enough. This one's a lot less exciting to me than this one. This one allows splashing later. This one is just smoothing for my hands, and then unfortunately doesn't have a scry component. Drink whenever Filthy plays a good game of Magic. The point of a drinking game, I think I had to explain this a couple times in my life to people. The point of a drinking game is actually to get inebriated. That is the point of a drinking game. It's supposed to be a fun way to help with drinking alcohol. If you're winning a drinking game by staying sober, you've lost, right? Like that defeats the purpose. So we don't want drinks only when I play games of Magic, or this will be an 8-hour stream with 2 drinks in it, and everyone will end up sober and a little disappointed. So I like the idea of a drinking stream. I'm not so sure we want to run that route. So how do they have this perfectly on curve? That is my most that's the most irritating moment for me, Nobu, because although sometimes I have an on curve as well, it feels disproportionate the amount of times my opponents do compared to what I have. So like I'll be struggling with this deck and I'll be like, what in the fuck? I have all the 2s and 3 drops, but I can never get them in order of 2 and 3. And my opponents are just like 2 drop, 3 drop, 4-drop, double 5-drop. And you're just like, fuck off, opponents. This is ridiculous. So it triggers me on some level of like, we're supposed to be playing a game with relatively fair resources, and it just sometimes does not feel like I'm playing with fair resources whatsoever. Just like, what? So I'm drafting here without talking because I'm chatting with you guys. I hope that's, hope you guys are understanding what's going on with that. I guess we could be Prismari here still. We have a lot of blue cards and not a lot of other cards right now. Okay. Yeah, me too, Joe. That was always the fun part about drinking games, was always like, I'm always like, what are these people doing? like I'm sipping my drink normally and playing drink. Anyways, sure. Expressionist. This card is fun. So first real decision point of the draft, in my opinion. Everything else has been very easy, very upfront picks. Here the decision is between Harmonize, committing us to blue-green, or Expressionist, leaving us open to blue-red, possibly still playing blue-green. This card is more fun, but I'm not sure it's actually been super impactful. I've had some really cool games with it, but I think just the 4-mana draw 3 is very, very powerful for this deck right now. Inspirations, it's pick 2. I'd say it's kind of late. Is kind of late in pick 2. We can certainly splash it. We don't have to. The other pick is probably Verdant Mastery or the Scryland. I will need some 2-drops eventually, but I'm really down on 2-drops in this deck. I think I'm just taking the Inspiration and seeing. Okay. Third Curate, Pledge Mage, Fractal Summoning, other Pledge Mage, Professor of Zoomancy. We have some decent 4s now that are not the Professor. I think for me, this is probably Fractal Summoning now. We have no Learn yet, which is a bit of an issue. We will need to do something about that soon. Strategic Planning is good in this deck as well. It feels like a slightly better Curate. Okay. Most irritating thing you found about Strix so far is how few rares or mythics you own because you don't open them. I don't know what your wild cards are like, Joe. I strongly suggest if you're drafting regularly, just craft all the fucking rares and mythics. I think this is Pest Summoning here. I'm interested in that Weather the Storm, but I'm not interested in picking it over Pest Summoning quite yet. This Campus Guide is reasonable too. I'm not sure if either of those will wheel. We'll see. Easy Cultivate. The card is a fucking bomb. So is Colony though. Still taking the Cultivate. Do we even have a conversation here? Do I even need to say anything? We've got a bunch of C tier cards with maybe like a B tier card. And we've got Environmental Sciences, which is like pack 1, pick 1. I wonder what we should take. Okay. All right. So we have our 4s covered. Most of these curves end up at 3 in this format, but our 4s are covered. All right. These cards are not exciting. I guess it's Introduction to Annihilation. We still don't have any Learn yet is the fucking problem. And we're getting kind of late in the packs to see. We passed 2 field trips, which I'm quite down on these days. And we passed 1 pop quiz. And I think that's been it. Dude, there's just a random elemental summoning. I guess we passed the Enthusiastic Studies, but it's a little bit hard to splash Enthusiastic Study. So our sideboard is now deep and really good. Pests defensively, Prophecy for gas, Summonings on turn 5, Annihilations for big threats, Fractal Summonings late game, Sciences for fixing. Those are excellent. We need to prioritize the shit out of Learn here. What's all this about the climbing gym? Am I streaming it? That is a discussion I was having this morning. I just had a work meeting for 2.5 hours that went an hour and a half over what we were expecting it to go. I want to play this card. I really like this card, but I don't think it's any good. I just like it. I like the effect. But I'm going to grab the Implementor. We need 2 drops. The answer to that, Rice, is maybe, possibly, it depends, which is probably the most fucking seriously weak-ass answer ever, and I apologize for that. I'm happy to go into it in a little bit more depth after we finish the draft, if you like. Just poke me right afterwards. Just be like, hey, Filthy, you're going to elaborate on the climbing. Because I'd love to talk about that with you guys. Because I have some ideas I think it'd be fun. So we did wheel both the Strategic Planning and the Implementor, both of which we wanted. That's nice. Deck's looking really Simic right now. Great. Weather the Storm wheeled as well. I'm not sure I'm going to play it, but I'm excited to have it available. Okay. Take all the Learn pack 3. Yeah. We have really good sideboard. I'm never playing Groff. It just never makes my deck. So I guess I'd rather hate the Stoneborn Apprentice. Oh. How you guys doing? How's life? Climbing tonight for the first time in a couple years. So I'm really excited about that. All right, pack 3. Campus Guide, Environmental Sciences. The Learn is in Hunt, unfortunately, which I can't play. Could splash white for the pass color. Red for the practical research. Could take second sciences. I think this is actually first Campus Guide over second sciences. It's a red-blue duel, which is pretty good for us. Maybe we'll wheel either Eureka Moment, the sciences, the campus. Maybe I should Eureka Moment over the Campus Guide. It's just we have good cards, and we already have some draw. What we actually need is early game. Okay. Cardboard Live does not normally work versus drafts, but I haven't turned it on yet, so afterwards. Only a little blood with the walk up and down the stairs, Nobu? Jesus, I mean, some people have it easy. I mean, think about the starving people in, I don't know, down the street from you who, you know, have even harder lives than that. It sounds fucking miserable. Sorry to hear that. Do we want the 6-drop Reach Creature or the Professor of Zoomancy? Professor is a much better card, but I don't think I'm playing either at the moment. Wandering Alcoholic, just randomly there, up against Nola. This deck is gonna lose because I'm not gonna get any Learn. That sucks. Deck looks good otherwise. No Learn in this pack either. I've had 2 or 3 drafts this season that have just been 0 Learn drafts, and they inevitably just fizzle out because they can't compete with the power level that other people have from accessing their sideboard like this. First pop quiz, 100% needed in this deck. I'm going to take the field trip because it's Learn. I think I'd prefer the Eureka Moment if I had no other considerations, but I do have considerations. Second introduction to Annihilation, Hunt in the wrong color. Snakeskin Veil is decent in this deck, but not incredible. And then Eureka Moment is also quite decent. What are we missing besides threats? I think I want the Eureka Moment over the Veil. I don't know, Veil's pretty good. Works very well with these mid-range creatures that we were running too. I think I might grab Veil here. Another pop quiz or another field trip. Nice to have the Learn. I think we want the acceleration plus the Learn or the draw. A lot of good 4-drops, not a lot of top end past 5. I think we probably want the Learn or the draw. Okay. But it's close. I generally don't like pop quiz all that much. It just seems weird to be taking it over field trip, but field trip has come way down in my evaluation. There's a blue-red campus, a sudden breakthrough, an adept, and a Eureka Moment. I've passed the previous Eureka Moments, including for a Snakeskin Veil. I'm not necessarily playing this inspirational. This inspiration is a source of red land, and I can get it relatively cheaply with our first campus. I think I take first campus thus over Eureka Moment, and it's more than a tap island. This is a source of Learn, our 1 red removal card. We have 1 blue removal card, 1 red removal card, which isn't really enough removal, but we have other strengths in this deck. Here I think it's the Archivist, may or may not play it. We already have a Pest Summoning. Eureka Moment, finally. I've passed like 6 of them to get 1 at the end is nice. I'm not sure I'm playing it yet. This could be a big play deck. We have a Warden in the sideboard. I'm not sure if we're playing it yet. But we also now have a big play, which is pretty bad, but is quite a bit better when we're playing with without removal. Becomes quasi-removal. No Mage Duels offered to us this entire draft is a little rough. All right. Before I build the deck, let me get to the 2 questions that I wanted to answer. So the first is the quick, easy one about what's the mouse model. Let me see if I can find it exactly. It looks like, well, I'll show you. I'm using this one at QBE. It's a weird link. It's a weird link. See if that link works for you. If it doesn't work for you, let me know. I think it's the search link is what I think I just linked you as opposed to the actual product link. So, okay. That's the vertical mouse I'm using. And then the second question was about climbing. And the answer to climbing is this. I haven't climbed in a while. I'm going to a university climbing gym is what I'm going to be using, the University of Iowa climbing gym. I'm not sure what the legality of that is or their policies are for streaming, but I have to imagine it's got to be pretty prohibitive of that. I don't have an IRL streaming setup right now, although it's something on my short list of things to get done. I would love to stream progress of climbing, and maybe that is like I do some edited stuff of the YouTube of the climbing for that, or possibly it's just like I don't do it till we do some outdoor trips, or what the answer is. But the longer answer is I'm very interested in sharing climbing content with you guys. I think that would be super, super, super fun. And I would very much like to combine those interests of something that I'm interested in outside of gaming, but it's something I'm happy talking about and sharing with you guys. So I'd love to do something like that. I just don't know what the structure of that's going to be right now. I was thinking of doing it kind of like a post-pandemic, like getting back into shape a little bit, post-pandemic kind of like progress thing as well, but I'm not sure if that will work out or not. So conversation with their PR person, possibly. I mean, until I have the setup, it's kind of irrelevant, but I suppose it does matter a little bit. I mean, I can still do outdoor. So two follow-ups. Is it open to the public? It's open to the public who pay for it. So yes, I'm going to be getting access to it. That's not the question. And then the second part is I might just, I do outdoor climbing trips generally a couple times a year. So could be doing just those instead. So we'll see. I think that hopefully that answers. Does that answer what you're asking about, Rice? All right. Let's fire up Cardboard Live. Let's build our deck. I'm gonna get some water. And then we're gonna play. Okay, so we had that one question about Elementalists and never saw a good red card, so I'm glad we stayed in the lane we were in. We have a 6 sideboard. We want to make sure we run all of our learn, and we are 6 cards over right now. Weakest cards in this deck right now are Archivist, Pillar Drop Warden, Eureka Moment, Professor, Biomathematician, Vortex Runner, Campus Guide, Drake, Weather the Storm, Amplimancer, Big Play, and this is too many. 2 Curates and a Strategic Planning I think is too many, but we'll see. Okay. Was that clear, guys, about the climbing stuff? I can elaborate, reiterate, explain more. What are we doing with this? I think this is no Weather the Storm. Is this a big play deck? Chat, I want to pay attention to how many times Manifestation Stage does anything for us. This card always outperforms for my opponents and always underperforms for me, so I'm kind of curious to see how that works. So we need 5 cards out, but not more than 5 cards out. Without any of the justification, lose Pillar Drop Warden. Yeah, Pillar Drop Warden is a 6 mana Serpentine Curve with Summoning Sickness, essentially. Actually, could be okay cutting that. You were AFK. That's unfortunate. All right. Biomathematician. No thanks. Okay.
Just got married. Wanted a courthouse wedding, but they don't do that anymore, so we got our neighbors, who were ordained, to sign the papers for us.
Congratulations, Professor Pandemonia. I did a courthouse wedding. Those were awesome. My wedding day, my wife and I spent a ton of time together. It was all about us. We went out to eat, we just didn't invite anyone to that courthouse wedding. Did the whole like elope kind of thing, but had an amazing time. Super memorable. Fondly look back at that. Congratulations. Rice, if you're here now, I'll try to do the 2-second recap, which was essentially, I would like to stream it. There's some questions about how to do that and what the legality of that is at the place I'm going to. Expect to see climbing content sooner or later. Not sure when that will start. Working on the IRL setup now. This is a player draft. Three cards out. This double curates a lot too. Yeah, exactly. And we have the fondest memories of that. And I'm this is my wife's second marriage. In her first marriage, she did the whole wedding ceremony, etc. And she claims to prefer this one. Might just be for my benefit, but I tend to believe her. So I don't regret that. I don't regret the way we did that either. So we don't have a lot of spot removal, and we are missing interaction with flyers. We have the Symmetrist. If we play the Archivist, we have the Archivist. We have Decisive Denial later and Inspiration. So I suspect I'll run a campus guide. And I suspect I should run either the Implementor or the Drake, either the Archivist or the Vortex Runner. We have excellent lessons. This deck is quite strong. It's just missing Learn. Yeah, no, we were like, I think there's pros and cons, right? My brother was really annoyed with me in particular that he wasn't quote unquote invited to the wedding, and it wasn't an invite thing. I mean, my wife's mother was 20 minutes away. It just wasn't what the focus was supposed to be about, right? Like, we did lots of parties with families later, and those were all good, but just really wasn't what the focus was supposed to be about, from my opinion. I think we're gonna cut one from this category and one from that category and run the rest here. So I think this is probably Drake, but maybe Implementor. Implementor tends to be super shit when you have good mana usage. So I think this card out, that card out. Run the Drake, run the Vortex Runner, run the Eureka Moment, run the big play. What's this 41? How did I go from 43 cut 2 and end up with 41 without realizing I was doing that? That seems like a relatively solvable problem, mathematical proposition here that we ought to have been able to get to the bottom of. 43 minus 2, is it 40? Yes or no? Probably not. Not today. Other times. All right. Do I have enough early game with the... I think this is, again, probably one from this category. So we have a lot of 4 drops right now. Manifestation seems like a worse Professor of Zoomancy. I kind of would like to compare them. I might play them both just to compare them, even if I think I might cut one from that. I think we need Eureka Moment. We are running double pop quiz in a deep sideboard, so maybe we don't. Like, maybe we have enough ways to use our mana that that's not such a big deal. It is an expensive draw spell, and we don't have a lot of ramping to do in this deck. 5 is the top of our curve. I don't hate one more 2-drop or one more 3-drop. I think Professor of Zoomancy wants to be in this deck. So moving down to here, I think Big Play needs to be in this deck, annoyingly. Now maybe I just don't have enough interaction, enough creatures to deal with that, but it feels like I want that.
Have returned.
Hell Reaper, thanks for the resub. Just started Zardov, late start today. Big Play and Snakeskin Veil might be too much, but maybe not. Wandering Alcoholic is a really good target for Snakeskin Veil, as are the Curves, as is the Pledge Mage. Maybe I don't need the Big Play there. I think I want a 3-drop. I think it's from this pile. I don't love creatures, ever. But I am aware of a lack of early interaction. I think it's Eureka Moment, chat. All right, let's try this. This is 9 green sources. 8 blue sources. It's wrong. We have double green, double green. That's why it's giving it to us that way. But our 2 pop quizzes in blue, 2 cultivate and field trip in green, campus guide in either. Probably doesn't matter that much. What do I want to hold open? I want to hold open green with snakeskin and big play. Maybe it is 9-8. Kind of weird. 9-8-1 is where I want to be though. So I'm happy with this. 1 Scryland. All right. This is Morning Teamer. I don't know how many times we played Morning Teamer, but it's been a lot. A lot. All right. I'll leave the deck up. I'm going to grab water. We'll get a prediction up. And then, how am I living? I am maintained mostly through bourbon and salt. It's what I call healthy living. How you doing? What's my opinion on tofu? Kind of medium. Don't like giving up my removal. Don't have a lot of it. But I think we have to dig for lands here. Maybe should have cast that first in case one of my other tap lands was there. Maybe should have played Force because my other tap land will come in untapped if I play Curate. That one is what I'm talking about. That one's green though, that's okay. Ever had Jefferson's Ocean Bourbon? I have not. That sucks. Oh, nice timing, Cultivate. Nice fucking timing. I am quite worried about binning that that berry. Dude, opponent, just stop. Just stop. Every time I play a card, you've got an answer. I played like 3 cards. Stop having answers to all of them. A little low value all of a sudden. Mage Duel. All right. No Mage Duel, no green mana. That's what that look like that is often a fight effect. All right, all the mana available. Am I annihilating a Pledge Mage? It feels so bad. Hey, Fleet. My mother is a vegetarian, so I grew up eating tofu fairly regularly, but I don't include it as something I eat very often nowadays. I'm a little concerned that I will never have a big enough fractal to attack into this Pledge Mage. That is beginning to concern me. I'm really bummed about my berry down here. That's a huge fucking problem. Can protect it if he has a 1-mana spell. If he doesn't, fuck that thing. Good. I guess this is run out curve, call it a day. Okay. I understand that sentiment, Rexel. We have a nice board right now. Alcoholic is so nice here. It's randomly time warped. I could counter. So here I think I have some nasty ass attacks. This will go to a 5/5, right? I could just let him have it. I could Decisive Denial now. The 7/7 killing the 4/4 seems reasonable as a fight spell. I could just counter the Time Warp. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. I mean, giving them another turn is certainly not something I'm super excited about. That was apparently the play. That was a concede from our opponent. That was apparently where we wanted to go. Excellent. Well done, us. We successfully navigated the opponent's extra turn or killing his 4/4. He's like, 4/4, I'm out. Fuck this turn. I just want my 4/4 to be a 5/5. So we can't cast our blue cards till we draw blue mana. But on 3, we get to field trip. And we can refill our hand in a second. So we're going second, which is a bit awkward. We drew our only mountain. Opponent, what I want my opponent not to have here is a 1-drop into 2-drop into 3-drop, because I won't be able to catch up on this board, and I need to not miss my land. Okay. Hard here. Vortex Runner is reasonable too. But I think I have to assume I'm land screwed right now until something changes. Oh, it's environmental sciences. What a good follow-up to me using my learn card. What a guy. Heated debate. I think you've missed the point of what this card does. Okay, so he took a turn off. He did 1 drop into tap land into 3 drop into two more on 4. I mean, here we get blown up. There's nothing I can fucking do about it, unfortunately. This is going second under pressure. Any pump or removal spell is a problem for my Vortex Runner. It's terrifying to block with this card. It blocks successfully versus a Celebrant before pump. Yeah. I mean, this is the dream in every aggro deck, right? A 1 drop into a... I mean, he missed his 2 drop because of tap land, but it's 1 drop into 2 drop into 3 drop into double 4 drop into removal for the first thing you do. Like, amazing. It's just too late. Too little too late, right? So... maybe it was just Vortex Runner and hold up Snakeskin Veil last turn. Maybe that was a better play than trying to actually gain the life and get our guy out because the removal is such a blowout. This would have been good 2 turns ago. I didn't think we were live on board right now. I remove that, we're dead to nothing. Can't double spell on 1 mana off. This is 3 and 3. I can't imagine surviving here. I mean, at this point, we can. It's clear he wasn't stream sniping, since he named some stupid fucking card that makes no sense whatsoever. But there we are. Aggro in this format's real good. No, it isn't. It's okay. It can be real good. It has the highest. I think it has the highest ceiling. But I mean, sometimes you just get run over by aggro having curve, right? And it looks super super good when it hits all of its shit on curve. When you're like, turn 1, I put out a beater. I'm going first. Then my turn 1 play, and then my next one is another beater, and then I untap and I play 2 more like rares, both of which have accelerated stats for their mana cost. Then it looks real good because I'm taking 25,000 damage around. There might have been a misplay though with the. So I made the play. I had 5 mana. I made the play to tutor land and then play my 3 drop, but I could have played my tap land, kept Forest untap, and played my Vortex Runner, which would have put me in a better position. So I think I misplayed there. I don't know that it was enough to stabilize, but it would have blanked his turn. He would have pinged me with that. I would have protected it. I would have had a 3-4 on the board. 3-4 prevents the 3-2 from attacking. So he only can attack into me with the 1-1 pupil and the 2-1 that pumps. So I think I fucked that up, honestly. I think that's part of that's on me. I'm not sure we would have recovered there, but I could have played the cards I had better than I did because I got trapped in the mindset of I need to tutor land because I'm not going to get land. Feels bad. All right, same deal. We're going second. We only have 2 lands, but we have our 3rd land in form here. So this match gets really bad if it's another fucking aggro deck curving out, because again, we're not guaranteed our mana sources here, and we don't have early plays. Vortex was not a misplay. The misplay would have been the misplay was possibly like double spelling that turn when I could have held up mana and developed the tap land. I'm so tempted. Barry. Wow. Okay. Why Barry? Barry the 1-1 for tempo? I see, he wants to beat me to death. So mana efficient makes this smaller next turn. This has been good both times we've played it so far. I wonder if he's missing that berry right about now. That's scary, that turn, honestly. I can't play enough things this turn. I really wanted mana. Game. Because depending on how his removal shapes up versus our threats here, we might be losing this race. Been very, very, very nice to hold up Snakeskin.
If you want to, faith, there's got to be a spell somewhere.
All right, bro. Little max score. If I can only kill one, I want to kill the Pledge Mage. I'm not sure if I'll be able to kill one or not, but we'll start with this. Okay. All right. He chose to race. He's like, bury the 1/1. I hope he learned a valuable lesson. The valuable lesson was love. It's always the valuable lesson. Well, I mean that 3/1 flyer is scary on that board. He followed that up with 2 creatures, one of which is a growing threat, and one of which is overpriced for 2 mana, followed by a planeswalker. I don't know if I agree with the way he did it. He chose to immediately get value out of his planeswalker as opposed to shrinking the 5/5. My land to card ratio has been pretty okay so far. Yeah, it's amazing how the games of Magic look different when I'm actually given some of the resources to play the games. Very nice, very nice. I can give you some tips. My tips are to draw like that more often. It's going to make your gameplay experience more enjoyable. Not sure I'm gonna have mana to hold up for this. Maybe it should have been the snake skin. Could counter that. I think that was actually worth the counter if I had nothing else to do this turn. But this is also a removal for Zimone. Fuck do I want to do here? So I could just harmonize next turn, which probably gets me land draws, but I'm going to be at 7, playing 1, drawing 3. 6 is 9. It's not good enough. So it's probably double spell with this. Another land punishes for that pretty hard, unfortunately. Do you guys want me to pretend I screwed up here? I'm gonna pretend I screwed up. Ready? Let's go ahead and tutor forest to top. Let's tutor island like I needed third island. Okay. Oh no, we screwed up, chat. Disaster. Okay. Mage Duel is gonna fucking be such a blowout. One mana pause. Cheat land into play. I see. Okay. One off, double draw off Simone. Okay. Guy's got a lot of card draw over there. Now he has double draw off Simone. Okay, didn't play it this turn. That's good for me. But he did a lot of things there this turn. Did a lot of things, in fact. Just ramped up to 8 mana on turn. Like, I've played land every turn. It's kind of crazy. Anyway. I think I need more resources to play with. That seems very reasonable. Not excited about this 1 mana pause. What do we think it is? Could be Zimone. Problem is I'm going for this now, and we can get blown out, unfortunately. Could be Zimone with the land. Can also be Snakeskin. Jesus Christ. Dude, come on now. You unreasonable prick. This last card is draw too. 8. Card is a death sentence to me. Problem is he'll just draw out of this situation and fuck my day up. I guess I just try to slow this down a little bit. Okay. I need the opposite of him having tempo plays here. This is so bad for us. It digs out cards from his library. I'm already in a precarious board state. I'm taking 1,000,000 damage for that particular bounce there. It's very, very annoying. God, these answers are just so fucking good every turn. Just stop. Oh, there's even more answers. Amazing. Amazing. Just fucking, you go, opponent. You go. Do 3 great things a turn. I'm playing literally as mana efficient as I possibly can play right now, and it's no way near enough. Not even remotely close. We're not anywhere near keeping pace with this. Is it really only 8? It's 9. So we can make a 6/6 this turn. I don't know how I'm going to beat this fucking Zimone. Does he have an answer for the 8/8? Oh my god. And an answer for the 5/5. This is what I'm saying. Like every time, it's just 3 fucking incredible plays every single turn. All right. No decisions that game. I'm playing the most mana efficient plays I have available to me, and I can't even compete on the board for that many turns in a row. That's just, I mean, okay. I remove Zimone. I play second Zimone and second Master Symmetrist. Okay. I play 5/5. I unsummon your 5/5 for 3 mana, draw a second effect. That second effect draws me 4 more cards. Your turn. I play my 5/5, gain life with it every single fucking time. I cast like 6 spells with that and play an 8/8. I unsummon your 8/8 and I tap your 5/5 down to get in for more damage again. All right. Like the tempo on that game was fucking crazy from opponent. Like it doesn't seem that way because it's like 4/4s and 2/2s, but I didn't get to do anything. Oh yeah, don't forget the arcane subtraction the last second, right, to eat my 4/4 for free when I'm blocking. Oh, it's a medium block that I pretty much have to take from tempo. Yeah, 2 mana, got subtraction for it. I don't know, never win that. This is like never in 100 years. Like I didn't misplay there. I didn't play differently than I would with perfect information. It's just like the cards that I had did not keep up to that at all. All right, bro. I think he actually picked absolutely correct there. This denies me the learn value, which I actually really need in this deck. Dude, they just hand these cards out? Like, why does every one of my opponents have this card on 4? I can see his whole hand. There's no way he has this card. Yeah, I wonder about that too, Smithy. I've had that thought a lot in the past. Exactly that thought too. I wonder if he's regretting leaving Snakeskin Vale now. The big play was good there. We're missing interaction in this deck, so top decking interaction there is super good. Now, I want you guys all to be prepared for Mage Duel. Does it matter? Like, I'm always doing this. I guess it's just 2 turns of this. Manifestation Sage is going to be in our immediate future, chat. Just be aware. Right after Island. Is this Rise time? Looks like Rise. Into Mascot Expedition. Okay. Is that good enough? What do we have in there that matters? Big elemental summoning, possibly? I mean, he doesn't have mana for that quite yet. This is probably fine. Can actually play a 4/4 this turn as well. Okay. Funny guy. So this is the smallest it's been. I think we've had 4/4, 6/6, and 2/2, which is still reasonable. So here it was slightly worse than the Professor, putting 4/4 stats on the board instead of 5/3. Start opponent. You've done it. You've managed to convert your 2/2 into a 4/4. All right. He didn't draw his land. All right. Yeah, it does seem weird that they would use print runs, but they absolutely have. Even as of a couple years ago when we were drafting, God, one of the core sets, we saw it. It would be the set that would always have Murder, the White Angel, and the Black Vampire would always be the 3 uncommons. They do print sets. So there's print sets are a physical thing in printing paper Magic. And for some reason that has showed up in their fucking online as well. So I could absolutely see it where similar drafts are occurring either in runs, like there's runs of drafts as opposed to true random, or something similar. I don't know why they would do it, but print runs work in MTGO as well. I don't know why they do that. It artificially changes the value of cards, and it seems very, very unnecessary to have that happening in an online card game, but who knows? All right. Seems like a bad hand. I don't know, man. It's a slow hand. It's only bad depending on which opponent it is. If I'm playing against one of these other control mirrors, it's fine. If I'm playing against white-red aggro or white-black aggro who goes first and then I only draw double lands on a 4-lander, yeah, it's a lot worse. So here we are doing the latter. We kept 4-lander, drew island into forest. Nice. All right. We gotten second 3 of our 4 games here. Feels like yes. Okay, so we lost. It was exciting. It was fun. Everyone had a good time. Our opponents will, as an aggro deck, have a 2-drop into a 3-drop into another spell, because this is the only way my opponent's aggro ever curves out. God forbid they, into a double spell. Into a flyer for next turn. Yes, yes, yes. What do I have to confirm this again? I get it. Confirmed I lost the game. How many times do I have to click the fucking button? See, standard drop for here. Keep a 4-lander. First play is at 4. We draw land into 4-drop again when we already have a 4-drop into 2-drop that we can play now on turn 4, but in reality can't play again for ages. So we'll see. So stupid. My deck is how many 2-drops? Like 7? I take 6 in the air. Barry's good here. Big play gives reach, but I can remove reach from that and save big play for next turn. Have to be able to get reach this turn, so it's not this, unfortunately. So it's probably this, I guess. It's actually best case scenario, we're taking 4 here. It's pretty bad. Can I even afford to play this? The problem is any removal. He's still got 2 cards. He's had this curve with these creatures and this start. He's still got 2 cards left. No problem with his hands. Harmonize is not too much mana for big plays. Too much mana if I have to keep creatures alive. The problem is I need to play these cards later. It could just be curve. Curve is maybe better than anything else here. Yeah. Source of Plowshares. Eliminate. Black Rare. Does it matter what I boost here? Defend. This, all my creatures die to defend. Doomblade. So I'm trying to figure out which one. I guess we still go here. Flunk. Yep. Another flyer. Oh, look, opponent. I've got it all. Good work, opponent. You've done it. So I'm currently dead. Still dead. All right, this was with big play and fucking berry and a life gain, and we still can't come anywhere close to stabilizing this on the play on the draw. This is just opponents having fucking curves again, and it's super, super tedious that every time I queue into a fucking aggro deck, it's a 2/3 double spell 4 curve every single time. Going first for them always. So this deck went 3 and 3. There was the one turn. So of all of these things, of all of these decisions, of all of these games, there was one thing I could improve upon for the actual playing of the deck, in my opinion, and that was the turn where I played the environmental sciences into a 3-drop, as opposed to developing tap land, playing out a 3-drop, and holding up mana to prevent removal. Comment like BO3 is less annoying misses the point entirely. This is draft ranked. There is no BO3 in draft ranked. There's no BO3 in draft rank because WotC doesn't want to give us that, and the community hasn't complained enough for that. So we have no BO3 in draft rank for some reason. Felt like that deck was better than 3, quite honestly.